Welcome to the Chasing Ebenezer Show. This is a show where we talk about stuff, play you some music, and encourage you to be creative. This season, we are exploring the art of being human. We want to say thank you to our patrons who support us each month. If you want to know more about that, visit us on patreon.com/Chasing Ebenezer. For more information about our musical endeavors, visit chasingebenezer.com. We hope you enjoy the show.
Well, welcome to the Chasing Ebenezer Show. I'm Heidi, this is Benjamin, and we are going to talk about creativity and being human. And we're getting near the end of the third season, which has lasted for
a long time.
So thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much. And we want to say thank you to our patrons. I mean,
Yes.
I'm looking back on the past couple of years. You all have been so supportive to us. For those of you who can't come to our shows, thank you for all the support that you give just financially. For those of you who can, you even show up to our shows. I mean, we feel so blessed and loved by you. So we're grateful for you. And we're grateful that the year's coming to an end because I'm always excited. See what I did there?
You're excited about the new year?
I'm excited about the new year. I'm always excited about the new year because I'm one of those people that comes up with resolutions
That you're never going to keep?
See, I have hope that this time I will. So I'm excited.
I am excited about the new year as well. I'm trying to view priorities. Because if I say I'm going to exercise every day, it's never going to happen. But priorities and kind of sketching that out. I agree.
Yeah, my word for the year is devotion. And I'm still unpacking what some of that means, but I know some of it is connected to sticking with things because I can start things. If you're a creative, you understand this. You start things and then
You don't finish them.
after the novelty wears off, you're like, well, I need to do something else because you're chasing the buzz that novelty gives you.
I understand that.
You do?
I understand that. Yeah, I'm going to stick with my word, I think, that was for this past year is wonder because, wonder. I wonder. I feel like I need to have it again.
Yeah.
Because I just need it more. So I'm also excited because I've been painting a mural in our bathroom and it's getting really close to being done. So, hey, maybe if there's a room in your house that you think, hey, this would be a great mural. Maybe that's something that you want to chat me about.
You should.
Yeah.
You should.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think the bathroom is now the coolest place in the house. I thought this was the coolest place in the house, but
The Wiz Palace.
yeah.
According to Parks
Thank you,
and Rec.
Leslie Knope.
Thank you, Leslie Knope. The Wiz Palace is the best room in the house.
Yes. Yeah. How are you feeling your humanity these days?
Oh my goodness. Well, I lost my voice and can't sing or talk like normal, so that's been hard to not be a perfect specimen.
A perfect specimen.
But, it's good to be imperfect, I guess. So I'm trying to accept my limitations
Yeah.
and let other people help me out. So
I was happy to oblige.
oh, thank you, Obliger. Yeah. I'm grateful you sung, for 2 or 3 shows, you sung pretty much everything.
All of it. It was good. It was good practice for me.
I was just your backup band.
Well, you're so good when we perform. You are so good at engaging the crowd. That is not something I'm good at. I kind of tend to get more focused on the music.
Well, you're very good at music.
And so, it was good for me to kind of have to carry a little bit more of that than I usually do.
You did a great job.
So thanks for having laryngitis.
So let me
I
know
could
when
do
the
it.
Ben Sadler band is going to start.
It is never going to happen. That's one thing I know about myself. I am not entertaining enough to be by myself for an
Well, I
extended
don't
period of
agree
time.
about that.
But that's just me. So how I've experienced my humanity. Well, Christmas is not my month, and I am working through that. If you know me well, you know that we watched The Muppets Christmas Carol a few days ago.
Good.
It was amazing.
So good.
But the sad thing is that as I was watching Michael Caine pre having the come to Jesus moment, I realized, there's some similarities here. I mean, I'm not.
I didn't say it.
I would never throw that cute little bunny puppet and kick him to the curb. I would never do that.
A little bit of a humbug.
Yeah. So I've noticed negativity in my life this month. And I've noticed that it's kind of like a drug. Like once I start, it's like it won't stop until I hit bottom. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I've been feeling that this month, and I hit bottom, so I'm kind of on the upswing. I'm doing better, which is good.
The other thing is, I felt really embarrassed after our last episode. I didn't stop moving. I felt like I looked like I needed to be given a tranquilizer. So I felt so embarrassed, which is like, so, we've talked about that before about being human. So, but then I was like, well, if we take the video down, then I'm kind of being very hypocritical by telling all of you.
You guys can be imperfect. She can't be, apparently.
But I was like, man, I just was like, so I'm going to try today to be not quite so physically moving around.
We'll see.
I'm really trying.
We'll see. So our show topic for today is going to be about disappointment.
Hey, you want to hear about that, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. So here we go. So what disappointed you as a kid? You strike me as somebody that when you were a kid and you were disappointed, you let the world know. You felt it very deeply.
Yeah, I'm not a good reflector of how I expressed myself as a kid. I felt things deeply. I hated it, like when adults were upset with me. I kind of always felt on the outside. Mm-hmm. I didn't feel like I was in groups like in school. Like, I didn't feel like I was in. I always felt like I was out, so that was disappointing. I lost the Miss American preteen pageant, which I fully expected to win. So a lot of time, like contests or stuff, I would, clothes was a big deal to me, and so I generally, I wanted to go shopping all the time, and money tends to be limited in life, and so, or I always wanted to go out to eat. I always wanted to go out to eat all the time for any special occasion, or on vacation. I wanted to, so, I just.
If it didn't happen, you would.
If it didn't happen, I was just pouty.
I was going to ask, how do you express? Do you remember how you expressed disappointment as a kid?
Pouty. Because I generally don't tell the people I'm disappointed that I'm disappointed. I just pout. I tell you, you're special.
Well, we're talking about you as a kid.
Yeah, you as a kid. So I'm very pouty. Yeah. So.
I've been thinking about this one. I don't really have anything like, I don't have moments where I'm like, oh, I'm so disappointed come up. But I do think that I experienced it. I think getting in trouble was a big one for me because I was seen as the perfect
golden boy,
the perfect kid,
golden child.
And, I think that I felt the pressure to maintain that, not because there were like all these external forces. It was just kind of the message of, oh, if I'm less than this, then I'm broken or whatever. So like even getting like slightly corrected at school was devastating for me. It was so devastating.
Yeah.
And I would I think I would cry.
Aww.
I think I think I would like not getting anything below when I was in elementary school, I don't know why this is. Maybe did you have this? I'm East Coast. Like when I got into like middle school and upper elementary school, it was like the grades were A, B, C, D, and F. You get one of those. But I had like in junior kindergarten, it was E, like for excellent, S for satisfactory, and I think it was X for needs improvement or something, or I.
I don't, yeah.
So if I got like anything below an S, I would, there would be like such a feeling of disappointment. Yeah. I would feel like I disappointed my folks. I would feel like I disappointed, So, and then I would feel devastated because I felt like I can't be imperfect,
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that hand.
Yeah. We're similar. I think our backgrounds are a little different, but yeah, I don't know. I expressed it through tears. I don't know if I did much more than that. I don't know if I was really pouty. My parents would be better at assessing that than me, because I think that I don't show anything on my face, and apparently that's not true. Yeah.
This face says it all to me. Oops, I just bonked your microphone.
Okay. Yeah. So what about now as an adult? What kind of things disappoint you? Because it does change.
Does it? I hate disappointing people. Oh my goodness. It feels, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate disappointing people. I hate disappointing myself. I hate, and I still get super pouty.
Not my words.
And I think just, growing up, you think you're going to be this person that you think you're going to be, and definitely haven't turned out to be the magical unicorn princess of a person I thought I was going to be. So that's hard to accept reality that, wow, I guess I'm, and to accept that is very challenging. It's a lifelong accepting your disappointment, especially when you're the disappointment to yourself.
Well, you're not a disappointment.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. We're going to talk about hope and faith next episode.
We figure we start negative and then go up.
We're going to start, build up.
Yeah. I still don't like getting in trouble, and that takes the form of critique of my job performance. That's
go to your room.
Yeah, it's not like go to your room, you're grounded. It's that feeling of I'm not doing my job well. It's that fear of appearing incompetent. And so if someone expresses that displeasure, and it even shows up if someone throws, and this is dysfunctional, I know, but if someone even throws out an idea,
an alternative
that I didn't think of, I feel like I failed because I didn't think of the idea. And that doesn't always happen.
No,
but I noticed that why don't we do this or why don't we do that? Yeah, I don't know.
Well, in the culture that we're in, we're such an individualistic culture. So group collaboration is not valued like in other times in other societies when it's like the we collective.
Yeah, and I think where that shows up for me is not if I have a brainstorming session with a group, I'm fine with that. But if I have an idea
that you're presenting,
that I'm presenting, and someone says, "Well, why don't we do this?" or "Well, why don't we go this direction?" Sometimes that I struggle with. Sometimes.
I understand you. I understand you.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think that I'm not a great assessor of time. And so I think things and projects and things won't take as long as I think they are. So getting things done, I'm like, I didn't get anything, So I think it's so easy or when plans don't turn out, oh man, it's so easy to be disappointed. And I really struggle with when that disappointment comes, processing it in a healthy way. I tend to just
and as I'm hearing
as
I'm hearing us talk,
yes,
it sounds a lot like we get disappointed in ourselves.
So much,
more so
much
than other people.
Yeah, I mean other people.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, but where it really feels
for you and I
is
both,
that
I failed.
I should have thought of that.
Yeah, right. I should have thought of that.
Why didn't I think? Since this is a show about creativity, what disappoints you as an artist?
So many things. There's so many beautiful things in my head, like a painting or a song or a story, and it's so good in there. And then, when you get it out there and it just doesn't match up to what was inside.
You are totally breaking your promise of being still.
I know, that's how much I feel disappointed when something I set out to create does not work.
Oh, if you're listening to this podcast and not watching, she moved around a lot.
It's devastating to me because I just want to get out what's in here. All right, there we go. My performance is done.
That was one.
Or when other people don't, I make something and it's like, oh.
Yeah, that's a big one for me. Like if I've worked a ton on a piece of work and I show it to somebody, and it's not that they say, "Oh, this stinks."
Right.
It's the indifference. Indifference says so much more to an artist than disapproval. It just, at least for me, it does. And the other one is like if I play a song, like if I'm live and I play a song and I feel like we nailed it, and then there's this like
delay.
4-second pause where the crowd is like, "Oh, the song's over. Let's clap." The courtesy clap.
We don't want the courtesy.
Nope. Just let me awkwardly move on.
Yeah. Or like, and like if you create something or like you enter it into contest or or
you submit it to like a promotional thing.
Yeah, these are true experiences.
These are, oh man, when we released Say, like a few years ago, I submitted it to like a few playlisters to get it on, trying to get it on some playlists, and I made the mistake of writing like you can send a review back.
Oh, like you can request feedback?
Yeah, they did. And I didn't like the feedback I got. It was discouraging.
Yeah.
Sometimes negative feedback does not make you better. It just makes you want to quit. So, yeah, experience that. That was fun.
Oh, so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah, entering into contests and not making it, because you don't get like hey, this was really good.
Right.
This is why. It was more of like there's like just this nebulous rejection and then because your brain is what it is, you're creating scenarios as to what was wrong with it.
Totally. You know, the other thing that can be so frustrating is like wasting supplies and things, like, because it's expensive to be a creative person. And so then like if I get like paints or tools, or I'm sure some of you, if you do crafting, especially, you'll think, and then you buy all this material, and then it doesn't work out the way, or you screw it up, and then, so yeah.
So you feel like you wasted it.
I wasted it. I wasted the time. I wasted the supplies. I wasted my emotional energy. Right now, y'all are experiencing the lighter version of my disappointment. I've written tons of like short story, or not tons, and I've submitted them to journals or like magazines. Rejected. So yeah, it's just hard.
Rejection is disappointing.
It really
disappointing. Is. And as a creative,
for sure.
So this leads me to my next question: is how has your disappointment affected you as an artist?
Well, I'm still doing it,
which is good, because sometimes it can make people quit because they don't want to experience that.
You know, there have been many times I've been on the verge, and it'll paralyze me sometimes for a day or two if I have a really bad experience. And the interesting thing too is I really don't enjoy being in front of people. I really don't like being watched. And it's really challenging for me. And so it's to have to keep getting up in front of people. But it's like, this is what I do, though. So, you know, if my eyes are closed most of the time while I'm performing, it's because I don't want to be watched.
Wow. I didn't even really think it.
What?
I hadn't thought about that in a while. Is that sometimes we close our eyes to perform as like a hiding mechanism?
Oh, I totally do.
Because if you're reading indifference or like a scowl on somebody else's face, even if it has nothing to do with you, it does affect how you perform.
Oh, totally. Sometimes it's focus. Sometimes I'm focused.
Sure.
So you'll never know.
You'll never know.
You'll never know if I'm terrified or hating myself or focused.
If you watch us play and you see me staring down at my guitar, it is purely because I don't want to screw up. That's usually why for me.
Okay.
But yeah, well, I think sometimes disappointment, if you've experienced disappointment, it makes you not want to take more risks because that feeling can be so devastating, and creativity is a risk.
Totally.
You know, when you go to translate something that's in here to something that's out here, there's the risk that it won't look the way that you envisioned it. And if you're so locked into that, it can hinder you wanting to do it.
I've had some baking incidents.
Oh, I remember those sugar cookies that didn't didn't rise. They were just like more like sugar.
I kept adding flour.
Brittle.
I kept adding flour, and they just weren't or no. Yeah. And then I didn't realize the whole time it was powdered sugar.
Yep.
Like, what's wrong with me? Why can't my cookies turn out well? There's something called
really
science.
Good though. They were really
They were more
good.
like humongous meringues or something. It was just like, so yeah, it can be so disappointing, especially I feel that my creativity and art is a gift to other people. Mm-hmm. And so it's not that I'm necessarily wanting people to tell me I'm awesome, even though I would love that if you tell me that I'm awesome. But really, no, it's really because I view art as a love gift to people. So it feels like failure, like I failed to love well if my creativity, so... And I get that that's so much that it's not necessarily anything anyone else is doing. It's how I'm viewing it. So I'm in therapy a lot for this reason. Because how we handle disappointment is essential. And I don't do it well, but I am trying to learn how to handle failure and disappointment and other people too. Like being human, you're going to disappoint people.
Yep.
It's just going to happen. You're going to be disappointed and you're going to disappoint. And I think that learning how when we are disappointed by other people too, how do we handle that? Do we hate ourselves? Do we do something destructive? Do we walk away? I hope not.
Well, and this is the other or do you adjust your expectations? Because we're close to Christmas, it just made me think of this. Have you ever gotten a gift from somebody?
Oh, yeah.
That they were so excited to give you?
Yes.
But you've been on the other side of this and you're like, you didn't really like it? What do you do with that? When you're like, when you're disappointed in the gift. And yeah, like we start to like fake it. And I don't think I think it's like at that point you honor the intent with somebody. And honestly, if someone is sharing art with you that you don't like, honor the intent.
Yeah, totally.
It's not saying you have to like everything everybody does.
Unless they're totally asking for specific feedback, then yeah.
And otherwise, if someone says, what was your favorite part? When it was over.
Rude.
It was so good.
Rude.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm going to give you some prompts. And this is kind of a prompt. So whatever you want to call this. So I think it's really important that when we are disappointed, that we fully express that in a healthy way.
Oh, I totally agree.
And yeah, not just because like, I burned my toast, but like, if you're really derailed by that. Sometimes,
also make a therapy appointment.
By the way, have you ever noticed that like I can handle all the stuff that happens, and then if I drop my dinner plate on the floor, it's done. It's done. Okay, so burnt toast can be an issue. Let's face it, it's not about the toast, I don't think. No. It's not really about the toast. There's more under the surface. Okay, but like when it's something, like I really truly believed that when my mom died, I believed God was going to heal her. I was truly up until it was done. And even after she died and like we were with her body and I was like praying she'd come back to life, that is a huge disappointment. So I think it's really important to fully acknowledge that, whether it's you need to journal about it, you grieve with people. If you've had a disappointment in your life, whether it's a failed job, maybe you lost a job or there's something you planned for, we need to fully acknowledge the disappointment and then respond maybe in a healthy way, whether it's taking a break, doing something to care for yourself. That is really important. Mm-hmm. Because disappointment, if not tended to, well, look at the world.
It can lead to so many different things.
Exactly. So, and we're going to talk about hope and faith next episode. Yeah. So I just think that's really important. So that could be a first prompt. If there's a disappointment that you experience that you've never fully been able to look at how it affected you, and I think it's important to tend to that. Yeah. when you think about disappointments, there's been some disappointments that are actually been good.
Yeah, this is kind of what I was thinking.
Well.
So, but I don't, if you already have it, I don't need to take it.
Well, I think it's kind of tracing what things were you disappointed, but now you're really grateful that it didn't work out.
Right.
Maybe it was a person that you liked that didn't like you, but you're like, oh. Later, like, I'm really glad that didn't work out.
I'm grateful for every time I got rejected by a girl because it led me to you.
But that doesn't mean it didn't hurt.
No, it hurt. It hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe making some kind of a gratitude art response for the things that didn't work out. Our lives are kind of made up of these disappointments and these hopes, and so maybe doing something with shadow art, whether
that's a good one.
Like, I really like it when the silhouettes you can do of people, or you could do a silhouette of something. So maybe some kind of a light and dark art piece.
Yeah.
Emphasize the little bits of light in the middle of the darkness. Did you have something?
Well, it was similar to what you were saying. Because I was like, oh yeah, you need to fully express your disappointment. Totally. But I mean, our name's Chasing Ebenezer, which is like erecting a stone to remember how far you've come, to remember the journey, to remember the goodness in the journey, remember God's presence. And so what are the gifts that disappointment has given you? Because like when plans get altered, when you're disappointed with something not going through, was there a gift there? Was there something good that came as a result of that?
Yeah, totally.
When your vision doesn't look the way you wanted it to, what's the gift in that?
Totally.
Yeah.
You could watch A Christmas Carol or Muppets Christmas Carol.
Yeah, highly recommend the Muppets.
Yeah, so good. Mickey's Christmas Carol's awesome. And read A Christmas Carol. I'm in the middle of reading it right now, so that's always
it's a good thing.
Fun thing to do, too. And spend time with other people.
Yes. Even if you're an introvert.
Spend some time with other people, because I know that if I'm feeling so despair or pouty, there's something about getting outside and getting with people, and it kind of gets your mind off that thing. There's a difference between running away from pain versus, okay, I need a brain break. I need a break from just me and my own pew. So
that's good.
Are we ready to
do a song?
So this is the song Arms,
the song that we're going to do is our rendition of the song Down in the River to Pray.
Oh, I forgot. We did the song a while ago.
We did it a while ago, but we're going to do that. So just know we love you so much. We're grateful, and thank you for everyone who watches, and we will see you next time.
To pray, I was studying about that good old way, and who's gonna wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Down in the river to pray, I was studying about that good old way, and who's gonna wear the robe and crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Brothers, let's go down, won't you come on down? Oh, brothers, let's go down in the river to pray.
So I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way. Who will wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way.
Let's go down, won't you come on down? Oh, sisters, let's go down. river to pray. I was studying about that good old way. Who's gonna wear the ribbon crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, children, let's go down, won't you come on down?